product lead at Nando's. I'm responsible for Nando's rewards program and also for CRM. I'm going to talk a little bit around the journey we've been on in Nando's to evolve to meet Gen Z's expectations. I've been at Nando's for coming up to 3 years now, and during that time, I've been very lucky to work with some amazing people from Red Badger on this and a few other things as well, which we're going to talk about a bit more. For those of you who don't know, Nando's is a peri-peri restaurant chain. We've got around 470 restaurants across the UK and Republic of Ireland, and obviously more across the globe as well. And originally originated in South Africa, and it's all about the peri-peri, that mix of Mozambique and Portuguese flavors. So before I jump into what we've done and everything, I want everyone to just cast their mind back a little bit. Think pre-pandemic, COVID is on the tip of everyone's tongue as it is now, but before we were in the lockdowns that we have been, Nando's was a very different place. We had amazing restaurants, and the experience was very different than today. We had lots of tills within our restaurants, and that was the only way you could order, was by going up, speaking to somebody who works there, who we call Nandockers, that work in our restaurants, and placing an order at a till and then sitting down and having it delivered to you. And that's how 90% of all of our orders were fulfilled. We had some penetration within click and collect and delivery, but it was not our heartland at all. Everyone was going to the till and placing a restaurant, and we had a loyalty scheme. So the scheme works that you earn chilies by spending £7 or more. Those chilies turn into rewards, and those rewards turn into free peri-peri. And the scheme was really successful. It really popular. They had huge penetration, especially amongst our millennial customers. They grew up with it. They saw the value of it. It had seen them through, college, university years, first jobs, etc., etc. We would get 1 in every 3 transactions had a Nando's card associated to it, which we were really happy with. And then of that, 6% of our transactions had a reward redeemed against it, and we thought that was fantastic. It was seen as a big driver of getting customers to come back into Nando's. And then from there, we had new leadership and new vision come in. So Colin Hill, our CEO, came in and set a really strong vision of wanting to be the best restaurant brand that's most loved by Gen Z. So there was that acceptance that yes, millennials are, our core, they love us, and that's what keeps us going. But we need to be there and ready for the next generation that are coming in. And in order to do that, we need to really understand our customers and take the time to make sure that we're delivering experiences that they love to Gen Z, but obviously not alienating everybody else. So we took this and we had a look at what the loyalty scheme was doing, and it became really apparent we weren't meeting our customers' expectations. If we're not meeting those expectations, we're not going to get to that goal of being the most loved restaurant and brand by Gen Z. So when speaking to customers and also to our Nandockers in the restaurants, we saw that they were really frustrated by the plastic card. The best thing, and also sometimes the worst thing about our customers, is that they're incredibly passionate, and they will abundantly tell you, as you can see by all the comments on the slide here, that of what you're doing right and also where we could be doing better. And we should have been doing a lot better with how customers could engage with the loyalty program. Customers had ultimately outgrown the plastic card that we moved on to, and they demanded a better experience. So from this, we set out with Red Badger to look to see how we could exceed our customers' expectations. So we pulled together a product team, one of the first within Nando's, made up of product managers, delivery leads, UI, UX, and engineers, all within the team, with the focus of how can we deliver a better experience for our loyalty customers? And we started off by taking that customer centric approach and looking at what were the problems and the frustrations that our customers had. And by going into restaurants, speaking to them, doing competitor research. Again, because our customers are the best in the world, they're more than happy to spend time and let us know what they think. So we we try to explain a lot, try to explore a lot with our customers. What were those frustrations? People would complain about the card, but what was the underlying thing around that? From this, and we spent a lot of time with Gen Z as well, really trying to focus on what their expectations were. And from all of this, what we found out was that for our Gen Z customers, they'd grown up with technology embedded in their life, and therefore, when they came to a brand like Nando's, they expected us to be able to already have those solutions to their problems and to meet them there when they're faced with that problem already. They comprehend a lot more. They don't need to be handheld. It's really, a lot of the things are really intuitive to them. And like I touched on previously, but they expect a lot from Nando's. Nando's, you know, like we said, we've got a massive following within our millennial community, and with that, they expect us to be on the pulse and ready if we're um, just where we've positioned ourselves with the brand. So after understanding all of those problems, we went away to ideate, and looking at all the solutions that we came up with, there was one clear winner that we thought about that would exceed our Gen Z customers' expectations and ultimately everyone else's. So we decided to look at adopting mobile wallet technology for our Nando's cards, so to enable customers to have it on their phone and be able to tap it at the till. Um, as we went through a whole product development process, much like how we started with understanding customers' problems by speaking to them and testing with them, we continued that strategy into product development. So we go into restaurants. You can see in the middle there, we've got loads of different email designs to help test what worked with customers, if they understood it, if they would go through and add the mobile wallet to their pass, through to then running a whole beta trial with 12 restaurants within the Leicester area, and just launching it organically to see if customers would take it up and interact with it. And the result of this was we were able to launch the UK's first NFC enabled loyalty mobile wallet pass. So working to get hardware in restaurants, a whole new digital onboarding journey enabled across our website and the app. And it was fantastic. We were really happy with the results that we saw from our beta. And we learned we learned a lot from it, and we made sure that we were listening to customers' frustrations and problems and trying to solve them by putting more control into customers' hands, by making sure they had it on them all the time, that they were able to make sure that they knew what they could get with their rewards, and that was clearly visible on the front of the pass, and that was just easy to interact with. And we had some amazing feedback from our beta group. So we were at the stage we were ready to do a whole launch campaign, and it was a really good one. There were some amazing, really cheeky ideas from a lot of the customer team in Nando's. But unfortunately, I think we all know what happens next is COVID hits, and as we were about to launch everything, we had all the hardware in the restaurants. They all closed within a blink of an eye, and there was a few weeks of just not know so much uncertainty and not knowing if we were able to launch this, if we should be talking about it. And yeah, just a big moment of despair for this thing that Nando's and Red Badger has been working on for about a year and a half. Luckily though, stuff started to open back up. With delivery was enabled, click and collect as well. But unfortunately for us, it wasn't a return to complete normal. As we know, it was order at table was mandated. So the problems that we were focusing on and trying to solve for our customers just disappeared. They were no longer viable because nobody was going to the till anymore. With all those changes, Nando's had to adapt. The operating model kind of got turned upside down on its head. So instead of 90% of restaurants of customers placing orders through Eat-in, we saw that reverse to delivery being our main channel, and we have an amazing partner in Deliveroo that was able to get us up to speed and start making sure that customers could get their peri peri as restrictions were relaxed more and more. We managed to launch our own click and collect service as well as demand for that picked up. And we and as Eat-in started opening up, as we said, we had walk in and order at table was mandated. So tills were still not allowed, but a lot of our and therefore our mobile wallet journey was still left up in the air, and not knowing what to do. But as Nando's had to adapt, so did we at the loyalty scheme. So we took a lot of those learnings from customers and that way of working, and we were able to apply it really quickly and rapidly into the loyalty scheme. So we had before COVID, we had a really small digital footprint, and that's changed massively over the last 2 years. So we, using the established product team we had from Cardless, we saw the problem being if the loyalty scheme wasn't there for when customers came back to restaurants or started ordering from us, then we needed we could lose them and lose that retention of those customers. We knew we had to launch all of these different journeys with the customers being able to earn and redeem their rewards. So some of the things that we implemented here were being able to give the customers the ability to see what they can get and giving them the power to be able to redeem. So on our click and collect and our delivery channels across web and app, the team were able to really quickly build out these experiences and make sure that we were serving our loyalty customers. And another key thing was automatically giving them having their accounts linked to it as well, just making it effortless. And we got some amazing feedback from customers that it was what they expected. And it's a credit to all the hard work and all the learnings that we've done through Cardless and being able to quickly apply it on within these digital journeys. So where are we now? So hopefully you're all aware, you're still with me, but we now got 3 really well established channels. So Eat-in's back open, and we're loving seeing customers come back into restaurants, and customers' behavior has changed. Ultimately, there's more appetite for delivery and click and collect, and we've now got a proper multi-channel loyalty scheme. Our digital footprint has increased massively. We've been able to take a lot of the learnings from everything we've done and apply it, and be able to demonstrate the benefit of the reward scheme to customers in a lot simpler way. And the results have been incredible. So pre-pandemic, we saw 30% penetration rate of our loyalty scheme, and post-COVID, sorry, not post-COVID, we're not there just yet, but with on our digital channels now, click and collect, we see 60% of all of our orders have a Nando's reward card associated to it, and it goes even higher up into the 90s if they're interacting on the app. It's also been a massive driver of our own delivery journey as well, that operates alongside Deliveroo. And in terms of redemptions, not only because it's easier to interact with, but we're also seeing it being engaged with more. So from that 6% of orders that had a redemption against, we're now seeing around 15 to 30% of our orders, depending on which channel it is, having rewards redeemed against. So it's just showing that all those learnings that we took from the cardless work the mobile wallet work that we did, through to delivering out these journeys or embedding them within our online ordering journeys, had such a big impact to making sure that our best customers, the rewards customers, were coming back to us, and we're seeing really good retention rates through there as well. And where are we going from there? So at the moment, it's a very value exchange based scheme, and it's doing really well. I think where we want to look to in the future is a lot of what Joel and Chris have already talked about, but how do we build that emotional loyalty with our customers? And what's amazing about Nando's from the inside is that we talk a lot about some amazing things that we do, from our work to become carbon neutral last November, to our ambition to be net zero by 2030. There's some amazing work if you look it up around our fight against malaria, and with our Perry Farms initiative as well. And so it's looking at how do we bring our best customers, the ones that love us the most, and be able to comfortably share these messages with them, and to look at how we can build a relationship with our passions in Nando's, and hopefully it mixes with their passions as well. So I'm not sure exactly what it looks like in the future, but we've got the right passion within Nando's. We've got the right tools. We've got an amazing understanding of our customers now, based on the journey we've been through COVID. That I'm really excited about where we're going to take the scheme in the future.